Now, I want to start by saying that I don't dislike or hate Bill O'Reilly. I actually am fairly fond of the guy, even though I'm not a conservative like him. And even though I don't watch his show on a regular basis, I've only watched it a few times here and there. And it's the biggest reason why I don't watch his show is because I think he just has I detect a hint of right-wing bias in what he says. It's always liberal this, left-wing that, far left that. I get tired of hearing that. And I did, however, read his memoirs, A Bold, Fresh Piece of Humanity. Good book, and I recommend to anyone who wants to open their mind a little to read it. Because it tells you a lot about Bill O'Reilly's character that you might not detect on his show, although I can't really be a judge of that, of course, having not been someone who watches his show. But, I get the feeling that he's a moral person, an honest person, and a hard-working person who truly wants what's best for the country. And I think he truly respects the working man, the common American, good people. I think he can identify with good people. But, for all of his merits as a human being, as a person, as a true character in the political arena right now, as far as the media is involved, I think it's important to remember that he isn't perfect. He's bound to make some mistakes here and there, which could, of course, be due to the right-wing bias about which I was talking just a moment ago. And I did this just so I could point one thing out, one thing that I think is instrumentally important to what he's saying right here. Now, this is a recent clip of his talking point segments that he does on the show. It was just a few days ago, and he says something important, something very important that's coming up right now, and I want you to listen to it.
Because they've admitted what they've done. There's no need for a show trial.
Now, hold on a moment here. There's something uncomfortably inconsistent about what O'Reilly has just said here. Now, there were two things he said a moment before regarding the Constitution. First,
the Constitution doesn't compel American taxpayers to abort babies. Mr. Obama should wise up.
In addition to that,
wow, I think the president just convicted those guys. Does the ACLU know that? That may be unconstitutional.
Now, here he says that, after showing such great concern for the Constitution and its statutes, its principles, its literal rules, he says that there is no need for trial. Okay, yes, they admitted themselves, they came clean, it's pretty obvious that they did it, there's evidence to support it. Why not just, say, to hell with that. Let's just kill them, put them to death, execution, lethal injection. Sounds good, everyone wins, these guys want to be martyrs, but there's one thing. He says there is no need, after going on about how important the Constitution is, suggesting that essentially. Now, I may be mistaken, but I think there's something, a little thing somewhere in the Constitution about, quick and speedy trial, right to an attorney, let's see. Oh, another thing, right to know for what you are accused, all that, the due process stuff. Isn't that located in a little article called the Sixth Amendment to the Constitution? Doesn't that amendment state that there has to be a trial for all criminal convictions wherein the crime was committed? I think it's a little disturbing when such a influential man like O'Reilly shows such incredible discretion for how he interprets the Constitution. So, going from there, I think it's time we let O'Reilly close this segment of Talking Points.
No need to give them a propaganda ad-lib. They admitted it. Again, the president needs to wise up. Even though Mr. Obama has been in office less than a year, his image is beginning to tarnish. We've been fair to the president here, you know that. But common sense must rule, not far-left ideology. The president has always struck me as a practical man, but recently his decision-making has been dubious, to say the least. And that's a memo.
Well, that's a pretty fitting closure to everything you just said, and I think a similar thing could be applied to his, but in a different context. Constitutional law must rule, not right-wing ideology. O'Reilly has always struck me as a practical man, but recently his commentary has been dubious, to say the least.